Hey, what's up everybody? This is Mr. 008 here, and today I have for you a quick video. I am going to show you in this video the Boomerang Paragon, which I have not used in a while, and interestingly enough, this test will be on an intermediate map. Just decided to have a little bit of fun with Paragons because of the new Wizard Paragon, which will be coming out pretty soon. And so we're going to get prepared for this. Basically going to sell everything that will be like contributing any kind of pops. And it's pretty cool that the Boomerang Paragon can buff other Paragons, well, at least the Dark Paragon and other primary towers, regardless of if it's a Paragon or not. But yeah, just wanted to show you that to start. I personally think it would be better if the Dark Paragon were to buff the other primary towers instead of the Boomer. And the reason is the Boomer is already strong as he is. So I'm thinking that the Dark Paragon, which is apparently not able to beat round 140, at least on certain intermediate maps, even at a high degree, from a previous test I did today. Yeah, it's just not as strong as it used to be. But yeah, let's get into this because I am tired at the time of recording this, and I kind of forgot to start the gameplay, which is the main focus of today's video. But yeah, I just want to talk about my thoughts on Paragons right now in the current state of the game, and which ones I consider balanced, which ones I consider unbalanced, and just overall what Ninja Kiwi can do, in my opinion, to make the game more balanced in this regard.
Big fish.
So, the Dark Paragon, I would say, is underpowered because at least it's underpowered when you can't utilize the splitting of the Juggernaut balls, the Ultra Juggernaut balls, into the normal ones, because then that can cause there to be like too few projectiles hitting the Bloons, and it's especially weak against single targets. Then again, it is very good at multi-target damage, which is its main purpose, I would say. So, in all fairness, it does have a niche, but I feel like it's not as good as it should be compared to other towers of similar costs. In fact, I'd say that a Flying Fortress with a little support is better than a Dark Paragon, which speaks volumes about which tower needs a buff and which one needs a nerf. So maybe I'm overreaching a little, but I got to over round 150 in Chimps mode with a Flying Fortress on Cubism, but on Carts and Darts I couldn't even beat round 140 with a degree. I think it was 72 Dark Paragon in my testing earlier today. But yeah, I think that the Dark needs a buff. Boomerang is pretty strong. In fact, it may need a bit of a nerf. I don't know in what way to nerf it. But yeah, I think that maybe the Dark Paragon should have a property that allows some of its projectiles to split short of their pierce caps, or short of hitting obstacles. That way you don't need to be so dependent on certain maps for it to be as good as it can be. But I can understand if people disagree with me. Let me know your thoughts in the comments, because I'd definitely like to hear what you think, because it's not always just, oh, the Tower A is overpowered, nerf it. Tower B is underpowered, buff it. Like, how do we go about nerfing it, buffing it, etc.? Like, I think that's definitely an important thing to consider. So, yeah, that is something I would like to hear your thoughts on in the comments. Boomerang Paragon, I would say, is pretty strong. I'm thinking that maybe it's either nerf its knockback distance or make it shoot maybe 5 to 10% slower. Because it already does not buff itself, compared to the buff like that it would give to other towers in the primary category. So it's not like you can just say, oh, remove that buff, but maybe make it like 5 to 10% slower, or make it so that it does not knock back Bloons as far, like the Moab class Bloons that aren't bads, make it so that this tower does not knock them back as far. But then again, I mean, it's excellent with grouped Bloons, just like the Dark Paragon, but it's also good at single target damage, with which the Dark Paragon, unless you're on a map with a lot of obstacles, is not very good against. But those are my thoughts. Maybe even nerf it by like 15% attack speed. I don't know, but it's definitely strong for its price. Moving on, let's go to the Ninja Paragon. I'd say the Ninja Paragon is pretty good in its current state. It's close to balanced. I don't know if I'd consider it balanced. I would definitely say that it is closer to balanced than the other ones, but it's hard to say because I've seen tests where a degree 100 Ninja Paragon beats round 200 on some long maps, and I don't know if that's a little strong compared to where it should be, but I'd say it's decent in all honesty. I just think that the Boomerang is awfully strong for its price. Maybe up it back to 400k instead of 325k in terms of price, and call it a day. Rather than nerfing its stats, just increase the price. But yeah, those are my thoughts on the Boomerang. So, Ninja, I'd say probably make it so that to keep it in line a little bit with some of the others, maybe change the frequency of the flash bomb attack from, let's say, 1 in 8 shots. I think it's 1 in 8 right now. Change that to like 1 in 9 or 1 in 10. I don't know. Do you think the Ninja needs a nerf? Maybe it is balanced. It's hard to say though, because of having to look at everything compared to its price, like price to strength ratio and all of that in like a relatively balanced perspective. So next, Buccaneer. I think the Buccaneer Paragon is overpowered. I think that it should maybe have a little bit less power with its close range attack. I think that the mini aces are good as they are, but make its close range attack a little weaker, especially against like the stronger Bloons, like single target and all of that. Or just increase its price to 600k instead of 550k, I think it's at right now. 660k on Impoppable, and 660k is 120% of 550k, and towers are 20% more expensive on Impoppable, so yeah, 550k is its normal price. Its price on medium. So I'd say nerf the close range attack and maybe make it so that the passive hooking is about 15 to 20% less frequent. But yeah, I'd say that's probably a decent thing. I don't think that it should be nerfed like crazy, because it can only be placed in water and certain maps don't have water. So I think that because of water being limited, it should definitely be strong for its price relative to other Paragons that are land towers or air towers. So, looks like we're still doing fine on 157, but these bad balloons are getting pretty close to the end of the track, and the permacharge glaive attack is not being fired until the balloons get inside of the like walled in area on this map. So that is a little bit like restrictive in terms of how good this tower can be compared to how good it actually is in this scenario. But the DDTs actually help us against the bads because of the ricochet, because the tower does not shoot if it has nothing to shoot at. But if it does have something to shoot at, then it can, and it can go farther. And look at how close we were to losing there. This is impoppable. We have 1 life, that's it. And we almost lost there. But I don't think we're going to have too much longer for this test. But before we do end up losing, I want to get to the other 2 Paragons, those being the Engineer and the Ace. Engineer is definitely underpowered. It needs a buff. I think that a Bloon Trap property would be nice for it, even if it's just an XXXL trap that has like thrice the capacity or 5 times the capacity maybe of a normal XXXL trap, that still can't eat bads, and maybe it can even be an activated ability so that it's not too strong. But I'd say that the sentries should also be affected by the self-overclocking. It should not just be the engineer himself. I think that that's a little bit weak, and so I would say that is something that I would change. And also, green and red mega sentries should not have plasma damage. They should have normal type damage. Purple balloons should not be immune to them. They're sub-towers, sure, but they're sub-towers of a Paragon, of one of the strongest towers in the game. So I don't think that purple balloons should be immune to anything from any Paragon. Same thing with reds, blacks, whites, anything. No balloon should be immune to anything from a Paragon, and camo detection should be universal amongst Paragons. That's my opinion, because of how pricey they are, how hard they are to get, and all of those things. And the Ace, I'd say that the Ace is close to balanced. I would maybe increase the AoE of the carpet bombing. Maybe not make it full map, but it should still be a little bit of a larger range compared to what it is now, because I feel like it doesn't cover enough range right now in its current state. So it looks like that's where we're going to lose, guys, round 164. But that's not bad. Degree 70, Glaive Dominus got to round 164 on an intermediate map where there are obstacles preventing it from being used at its full potential. So yeah, I'd say that's pretty good. But finishing what I was saying about the Ace, I would definitely say that it's close to balance, just like the Ninja. I'd give it a slight buff, maybe make it so that its close range attack has a little bit longer range, and make it so that the carpet bombing has more AoE. But other than that, I'd say it's good. I'd say, long story short, Dart and Engineer are underpowered, Boomer and Buccaneer are overpowered, and Ninja and Ace are balanced or close to balanced. So those are my thoughts. Let me know yours in the comments down below. But yeah, that's going to wrap it up for today's video, you guys. Thank you all for watching. I hope you've enjoyed. If you have enjoyed, make sure to leave a like, subscribe for more interesting content, and I'll talk to you all again in the next video. Peace out.